Hey there.
Hey, hey.
This is Gina. I'm founder of Jones. Most of you guys know that. Jones Dating in the App Store. And this is Barry Selby.
Hi.
So Barry is a relationship attraction expert.
Yes.
Now, what the heck does that mean?
Means I help my strong, successful single women clients really clear the blocks so they can attract the love they really want. That's the simplest way of putting it.
And how did you hone this profession?
Many dysfunctional relationships on my own path.
Yes, similar to my own background.
Learning from the mistakes my parents made and the things they did right as part of my learning, but also to really find out what I was doing wrong. That was the biggest piece.
Okay, so if you guys have questions, you can ask us. Barry and I are sitting here at the Rose Cafe in Venice because Barry is on my Jones app. And today I sent him a request to meet. Oops. That's his porn site thing notification. So anyway, then, oh crap, your porn site notification thing. I know, I'm kidding. So Barry. Anyway, Barry and
in a moment I'll show you when it
let's
stops.
do it.
Right,
let's
okay.
do it. So there we go. So we set the plan. Well, actually, Jones set the plan. I picked Barry. I invited him to meet me for cocktails. And he said yes, so we set the plan. It's backwards, but figure it out.
You figure it out, yeah.
You figure it out. So it sent us here to the Rose Cafe.
It did indeed.
And you hadn't been here since they redid it?
Not in months, no.
And it's beautiful. It's
I love
beautiful
the new
here.
layout, yeah.
And it was spontaneous.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking I was even going to meet up with you today, and you weren't thinking you were going to meet up with me today.
Until I got the notification, I
and
was
here
on my own
there.
track. Yeah.
And all of a sudden now we're doing Facebook Live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here we are.
Right.
And we're going to talk about love and dating. And what is the biggest mistake you see people make when they're trying to find love?
Boy, just the one mistake?
Just start with one.
I'll start with one. One mistake is that so many people I know are out thinking that the person out there is going to make them feel okay.
Right, they need somebody to make them happy.
Yes. And that's guaranteed to screw up and fail because you're going to find someone who will make you happy for about maybe 3 months, if you're lucky. But then it's going to be, something's going to happen where you're going to go, they're not doing what I want, they're not giving me what I want, and they're going to blame them versus doing the work on yourself.
So that's valid, and I would agree with that. Hey, Gina, while you're doing the live stream, I know I'm still. Will you hold it? My arm's getting tired. Thank you.
This is a very quaint.
This is what happens when you drink and do Periscope. Now I'm not even Periscope.
All right. This is. What's he doing?
Here, switch back. See, hold on, dang it. Okay, this is what's happening, Barry.
Why did it?
Well, let's just wing it. Can we wing it this way?
It's like, can we just do this?
Can we wing it? I don't know how to fix it. This is what happens when old people try to do a modern kids technology. How do these kids do this thing? Have you seen that funny thing about it's like an old woman trying to do Periscope for the first time, and it's hilarious. And it reminded me of me actually, but anyway. So let's just make this work because I don't know. Should we start over? All right, we're gonna stop because we have now screwed this thing up. It's weird. It's so weird. But we have a few live viewers, and these are all guys that are on the app. Hi. Hey guys.
See if I can...
We need to get these girls accepting these guys' invitations because it's so fun to spontaneously go out and meet each other. Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
We didn't even know we were going to be here, and then all of a sudden we are now on live streaming. On Periscope. No, I'm just kidding. I know it's not Periscope. Thank you very much. I know we are doing it through Facebook. Live stream Facebook. Yes, there you go.
Facebook Live, that's the answer.
Facebook Live.
Right.
Facebook Live. So, okay, so I want to talk about how can a woman identify a guy? You'll love this question, Barry. Mm-hmm. How can a woman identify a man whose intentions, we'll say, are not honorable? What are the signs? By honorable, I mean he's just trying to one and done her.
Well, first of all, he's probably not looking at her face.
He what?
He's probably not looking at her face.
Okay.
He's looking like,
yes,
your eyes are big,
I
that one.
All right.
Okay. He's going to try and move quickly.
Yeah, fast. He wants to move fast.
Because he's not interested in anything about you. So if he's, first of all, he's not asking about who you are and about things you're about.
Correct.
He's basically telling you about how good he is now, how amazing his car is, because he wants to impress you enough to get you in bed.
Well, but I'm going to say sometimes that comes from just an insecurity.
True.
It might not be that.
But that combined with the other ones is an indicator.
Correct.
Generally speaking, he might be, it doesn't, well, first of all, ladies, you have a strong intuition. You don't know how strong it is. So basically, if it doesn't feel authentic, it probably isn't.
Right.
So if he's not being genuine, you can sense if he's after something. Because to be honest, the way I've learned this is that women have a great deal more sensitivity than men do to anything. So when a woman drops a hint, men most of the time miss it because we're not sensitive enough to pick it up because your sensitivity.
You need to hold this because my arms get tired.
Yeah, let's try this.
Is anybody
dropping
on
the
it
phone.
though now? I don't understand. Maybe we messed it all up. Oh yeah.
No, there are people.
Okay. There's people on there. I got 2 people. No, I'm just kidding.
Comments,
What's Irod saying? You two are so cute together. The app does work. Yes, the app does work. Small world. You and Barry Selby. We know each other.
Who's that?
Joey Gallen.
Joey Gallen.
Gallen. Joey Gallen.
Joey, we doing her app.
Hello, Joey. No, he's not on the app.
Wait, I mean Facebook. We know you on Facebook.
Yeah, I know
Joey,
a lot of people.
I know Joey for 20 years.
There's a lot of people I know that know you, Barry, and they say that you are the man about town.
That's a good thing, I hope.
They say you like the ladies.
I do. But I like to serve and help them.
In what way?
In helping them get what they want and staying in their integrity.
I know, I'm just kidding.
I haven't dated anybody in 9 years.
And what happens if you get a client and you like her in that way? What happens?
I'll tell her that I'm having what's the word for? I'm having some challenges being able to stay in the role I'm supposed to be doing.
And which role would you rather have? The work role or the relationship role?
Well, to be honest, I need to get to know them too because I have very specific requirements of what I want in a partnership. So
Talk
she may be
louder.
very attractive.
I think you need to talk louder.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's all right.
Because I can barely hear you.
It's all right. I feel like I'm being loud. But the thing is...
And this is Jacob, the manager here at the Rose Cafe.
Yeah, messing up that we got the screen was, but we're okay.
Can you see him? Wait, where is he? Where is he? Oh, where is he?
I'm trying to hide.
There he is. There he is. Ask for that guy. Ask for that guy. Send complaints to that guy.
Right. So, if I really feel that she's the one I want to be with, I will say that that's what I'm finding myself having cross purposes here. No, I'd rather she work with somebody else as a coach.
Okay, and then you would try to date her.
Because I'd be out of integrity.
And you would try to date her.
Well, even if she doesn't want to, I would say that I can't feel comfortable
either way,
coaching
right?
her because I have a vested interest. It wouldn't be appropriate. So I'd say go see someone else. If you want to go out with me, great. If you don't, I want to be clean with it.
And I'm honest, I'm curious. So when it comes to coaching, how much coaching needs to be done to help someone?
Depends where they are.
Well,
really.
Give me a ballpark.
My coaching with clients usually is 3 months.
Okay.
Because it takes
on a weekly basis?
Weekly basis because for most people we have ingrained habits and it takes at least a month to break the old ones and a month to put new ones in and then a month to do the other parts. So it really is about a 3-month minimum. Some of my clients I work with for 6 months because they really want to change years of practices that don't work.
And you only work with women. Why not men?
Because most men are looking for...
Oh wait, we're not even... Are we even on the screen?
It's just a white screen.
Hey, can you guys see us? Or does the screen look mashed and weird? Can somebody tell me?
Yeah, I'll do it on my phone. I'll see what
it looks
like.
Why don't you look, Barry? That's the miracles of technology. Go to my thing.
Yeah, I'm just doing it right now. Gee.
And for any of you people that'll be in West Hollywood at the lesbian bars tonight, we'll be out promoting Jones there.
I won't be.
Barry will be. No. Barry's going to try to convert him.
So it works fine, see?
Oh, there we go. Here we are.
All right.
Okay, cool.
That's good.
So, excellent. So you're going to try to convert the lesbians tonight with us, right?
I'd want to convert them to something else. No, I'm not going there. I've got a lot of gay friends, male and female. So
because I'm told that the lesbians would love the Jones app because they're very spontaneous.
Okay, I don't know that many lesbians to talk about this area with because they're not my clients.
Right. Would you work with a lesbian?
Yeah, because
a relationship's a relationship,
basically, any client I work with is the same general internal process I'm working with.
Okay.
The challenge is there are certain things I can't cover with them because it's not my area of expertise.
Right.
Like if it's a gay relationship, if it's a gay man, I have a lot of gay men friends, but they may have certain questions that I can't necessarily answer about the gay paradigm, the gay relationship, which are outside my frame of reference. That's just honest.
Right.
But when it comes to matters of the heart, that is definitely in my area of knowledge.
Sure. Because, I mean, if somebody's like, like there's, and my book, Stop Being a Bitch and Get a Boyfriend, kind of speaks to this, that like, I know so many great, amazing, sane women, but as soon as a guy enters the picture, we become cuckoo. We obsess and da-da. So, I mean...
That's not gender specific. Men do the same thing.
No, so that's my point.
Yes.
That actually is my point. that it's not sexuality specific either,
no.
Right? So you could help with that. How could you help somebody not be cuckoo?
First of all, they...
Speaking to the microphone.
First of all, they again, as I mentioned before, about self-love first. When somebody is loving themselves to the extent that they don't need somebody else to make them feel whole, they won't be dependent upon them to make them happy. And the trap we fall into, because society creates that, is you'll be happy when that person shows up. You'll be happy when that person loves you. And so you can be cuckoo because you're hoping they'll make you feel happy. That whole paradigm is where the mistake lies.
That's true. I also think a lot of times people have too much time on their hands. They're not, they just don't have enough going on.
Well, that's the challenge of social media. We're so invested in social media, we get caught up in this conversation where we don't actually take time to be with ourselves.
That's true.
So we're always in this like external, what's what I'm looking for?
Instant gratification.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And that next thing going on.
Right.
So we're always looking, whether it's physically or online, for something else to keep us attention. And when we start getting present to ourselves, things slow down a bit and we can be less cuckoo.
Now, do you feel like you're present? Because I did notice you look around a lot.
Yeah, well, one of my things is I observe a lot. I'm a witness to a lot of things, so I tend to notice things a lot.
Is that the way you want to position it, Barry? Give me your feedback. What's the feedback on me?
You're very directed.
I'm too much, so sometimes people can't handle it. But I'd rather somebody be direct than bullshit me.
Right.
So we live in a world where people are so much more comfortable bullshitting people than just being honest with them. And
Right.
just like when people go on dates, like a lot of times women will mislead a guy only because she just doesn't want to hurt his feelings.
Right.
And guys will do this sometimes the same thing, but it's kinder to be honest with somebody.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you don't have to say, oh, you're really ugly and that's why I don't like you. I mean, that's too honest. But it could just be, that's too honest.
Yeah.
But it could be, I just don't feel that chemistry or that, thing I'm looking for. Well, that's saying it. You know what I mean? And I think it's always best to be honest.
And that for me is the core element, is that we need to really be in integrity with our own expression, who we are.
Right.
So don't be, I mean, yes, you want to spare their feelings to the degree that you don't hurt them, but
Right.
also you want to be honest enough so you can walk away clean without going, like you felt like you were just throwing so much shit on them that it wasn't appropriate.
Right. That's true. And then there's some people who just can't handle the truth at all.
Well, unfortunately that's true, but it's out of your hands anyway.
That's true.
That's the other part, over-responsibility, trying to make sure the other person's so happy that you suffer yourself. That isn't healthy.
Right. So you have to be true to yourself.
Yes.
What, at the expense of the other person?
No. Nicely done. No, you have to be true to yourself at the integrity of your own values.
Okay, that's well said.
Because the thing is, when you're true to yourself, you don't have to be abusive to other people. You can still be polite, you can still be respectful, you can still be kind without being out of alignment. I mean, if your true values are to be abusive, which I don't think anybody's naturally are, that's a different story.
I have a question, because this came to me recently, and one of my viewers out there actually was asking me this question, and I'm going to put it to you because you're a guy. He's a guy.
Mm-hmm.
So he said that he ran into somebody, and he runs into her a lot out and about, because he does go out and date a lot.
Yeah.
But he said, she said to me, I'm a player. He goes, and to me, a player is somebody who sleeps with a lot of women.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, what do you think about that? And I said that I tried to flip it around, although he never really gave me a straight answer on that. You know who you are. Anyway, so I said, what would you think as a man if you went out a lot, you were out a lot, and you constantly saw a woman who you knew always with a different man every time? Like, what would you think about her? And don't be all hippy-dippy and say you don't want to judge her. Act as though you're not you, right? What does a man think about her if she's constantly with a different man every time?
The truth for me is I'd want to find out what's going on. Because I'm going, is she simply just not willing to stop with one person, or is she I don't think she's sleeping around. I don't think she is, but I could be wrong.
That's what you would think, that she's sleeping around.
I'd be curious to know. I wouldn't know, because enough people I know nowadays are cautious enough not to do that.
Right.
At least in my circles.
Right.
But maybe she just wants to keep going to different men to look good. I don't know.
Would you think she was a hooker?
No.
Okay, I'm just lightening the mood, folks.
Maybe
but actually,
I depends on what part of town you're in, I suppose. You're going to play that game.
But actually, I mean, saying that, I think that we all try to put judgments on people. So when a girl sees a guy out with a different woman all the time, wouldn't you think that that's what she would assume, a player? And I don't think a woman thinks he's sleeping with them all. I think to a woman, when we say a player, just simply means a man that won't commit. That's what we're thinking.
Well, I think player includes two other things besides that. One is, yes, they won't commit. Two, they're really in it without any investment. It's the same thing as not committing. But also there's a part of them that is not willing to stop long enough. It's like being a butterfly, which is what women do the same
butterfly,
thing too.
right.
It's that flitting from thing to thing. But the player also has this connotation of being someone who manipulates other people's feelings, which is the negative side.
That's interesting. That's digging deep on the word player. But you know
well,
what?
They,
I mean, that's an interesting perspective.
If you take a woman to...
Don't zoom in on yourself now, Barry. No, I'm just kidding.
You see both of us, I hope.
Yes, I hope. We don't know, because our screen on this end is like this small, and we don't know how to fix it, so winging it.
Winging it, indeed.
Like a butterfly.
But my understanding is when women are in bed with a man, she has more emotional bonding because of the chemicals that get released in sex than men do. So when a man's a player and he takes a woman to bed frequently, or different women to bed frequently, that's emotional corruption to me. It's like hurting their feelings. It's not respecting women.
Correct. Yes, but let's back it up because now you've leaped into bed.
Right.
And we weren't talking about that.
But player sometimes means to me is bedding women.
Not
just taking them out for dates.
I think, you know what? I think that's what
so the label's
men
not clear.
think. I wonder what women think about that. Ladies, what do you guys think? When you say somebody's a player, are you thinking that the guys are just want to sleep with them? Or are you thinking that the guy is just sort of a serial dater? I'm just curious the connotations on that, and maybe they'll reply now or maybe they'll reply later since we don't really even know how to read the screen right now either.
Like sideways on us.
Anyway, but I would love your thoughts on that because I think even when it comes to saying dating, this is also something interesting I've learned.
Yeah.
If I say, God, I've gone on 200 dates, right? Men think, maybe not you, Barry,
Maybe.
men think dates means sleeping with. Is that what you think? Isn't that funny? I mean, and as a woman, we don't think that way.
The problem,
At least I don't think that way.
The problem is the definition of dating is so much variance nowadays.
Right.
Because, some people say when you go with somebody, they're dating them. It's like, no, that's a relationship. When you go to bed with somebody, you're in a relationship with them.
Right.
So, if that's true, or is that dating means you go out for coffee with them, or you go out for drinks with them?
To
what
me,
does that
I
mean?
think dating is a date, and sleeping together is sleeping together.
Right. I agree with you.
So, but why when I say I've gone on 200 dates, do you think I've bedded 200 men?
But you say you've been on 200 dates because there's a guy.
I mean, I'm making up numbers here.
But there's a guy I know who did a movie called, I think it's called 50 Dates or 100 Dates.
Yeah, you know what? A girl's in my database that married that guy. They're divorced now, clearly. But anyway, didn't work out.
Doesn't make them an expert.
She married him, but
doesn't make
anyway,
them an expert.
Yes. So anyway, what about that thing?
So the thing about it is, when you're going on that many dates, that's simply going out socially with somebody. That's not sexual.
Correct. Right.
So that isn't the same when you're saying you've been dating 100 men, as in because the term dating as a verb implies something more than just going on a date, even though it shouldn't, but it seems to imply something.
Interesting.
That word has really got some connotations.
I honestly think that's the way men think. I don't think that's the way women take it. But I'd be curious to hear what they think.
That's where I'm kind of wondering too, because I don't like the term myself, because it does have too much range in it.
Interesting. So, okay, so what else should we talk? You want to ask me a relationship question? One of my promoters for the night.
And your battery's going down, so
that's okay.
We'll wrap up soon. So my question is, because you're more of a matchmaker and you get people together, do you do a lot of work with people before they do that, or do you sort of ideally find how do you get people together? What's your skill set that brings that together?
Well, I say I'm more of a sharpshooter because I think there's some there's some matchmakers, they just will throw anything at the wall and see if it sticks.
Yes,
right?
I know some. I don't work with them.
Yes, I am more of a sharpshooter, which means I would rather give somebody fewer matches that are more on target than a bunch of matches that never even get close to the bullseye. Because if I really get in sync with my clients, when I say clients, it's only men who hire me. So when I get in sync with the client, which takes a little bit, sometimes it can take 3 or 4 dates. I need them to go out on dates and get the feedback from the women, get their feedback, because I find that when you sit down with somebody, they just tell you what you want to hear. Right?
Unfortunately, largely so, yes.
And the truth, and a lot of times people don't mean to do it, but we all go through life with our spiel.
Yeah.
We just do. I tell you my spiel, and it's what I believe, but then other things come to light as you get to know me that aren't part of my spiel, because maybe it's not the most flattering side of me. And so
the authentic part of you shows up.
Yeah, not this fake persona I got going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Anyway, I really hate animals. I hate people. I hate technology.
Those dogs so suffer.
I'm very in my cocoon and miserable. Anyway, so I find it's a dance I do. So once I get in step with the client from the feedback, and now I really get a picture, combined with I have to get in tune with what he's looking for physically, because men are very like that.
We're visual.
Yes. So the girl has to match up physically, but then all of those other layers of qualifications kick in, and when I feel like I have somebody, and that, I mean, we're not talking about just anybody, right? We're talking about it's coming through the funnel and it's really specific. So then when it's really specific and I get what he's looking for, I pull back the bow and if I don't hit the bullseye, I get at least around the edge of the red. And that's how I do it.
Interesting.
Yeah. Did you learn something new about me?
I did.
I learned something new about you. All right. Well, we're going to sign off here.
Before the battery
my
dies.
phone will die. And I hope you've enjoyed it from the Rose Cafe, a spontaneous plan made through my Jones dating app. You can use it for networking or new friends or dating, whatever you want to do. And you see people within an 8-mile radius, and then you invite each other, and the app sets the plan, and you show up, and that is it.
That's it.
Thank you, Barry Selby.
My pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you, Gina.
Thank you.
See
Signing off.